Good morning, everyone. I hope you're ready to learn something fascinating about the power of nature today. Today, our focus is on the Atlantic, where Tropical Depression 9 is on the verge of strengthening into what will soon be known as Tropical Storm Imelda. This is a critical moment in the storm's life cycle, and understanding it can help us stay safe and informed. But before we dive into the specifics of this particular storm, let's take a moment to define exactly what a tropical storm is and why it matters. A tropical storm is a rotating weather system that forms over warm ocean waters, typically in tropical or subtropical regions. It's powered by the heat and moisture rising from the sea, which fuels its development and gives it strength. These storms are defined by their sustained winds, which range from 39 to 73 miles per hour. That's strong enough to bend palm trees, whip up waves, and cause significant damage if you're not prepared. Once a system's winds reach that threshold, it earns an official name, Imelda in this case. Naming helps meteorologists and the public track and communicate about the storm more effectively. What really sets a tropical storm apart from a simple rainstorm is its organized structure. On satellite images, you can see a clear, defined spin, sometimes even a developing eye at the center. This organized structure allows the storm to draw even more energy from the ocean, which can cause it to intensify rapidly. In some cases, a tropical storm can grow into a hurricane if conditions are just right. Tropical storms play a major role in moving heat from the tropics toward the poles, helping to balance the Earth's climate. But while they're a natural part of our planet's weather system, they can be extremely dangerous for people in their path. For those living along the coast or in low-lying areas, these storms bring more than just wind. They can unleash torrential rain, powerful gusts, and dangerous flooding that can disrupt lives and communities. In fact, the greatest threat from tropical storms often comes from the sheer volume of water they deliver, leading to flash floods and rising rivers, not just the force of the wind. With Imelda now drawing energy from the warm waters near the Bahamas, it's more important than ever to stay alert, follow updates, and start preparing. Understanding what a tropical storm is and what it can do can make all the difference when severe weather approaches. Imelda's story began as a tropical wave off the coast of Africa nearly 2 weeks ago, a cluster of thunderstorms drifting westward, barely noticed by most. But meteorologists were already watching closely, knowing that these humble beginnings often mark the birth of powerful storms. Over the days, this disturbance traveled thousands of miles across the vast Atlantic, gathering strength and organization as it moved. Each passing day, the system drew more energy from the warm ocean waters, its cloud tops growing taller and more defined. This morning, it's been officially classified as Tropical Depression 9, just shy of earning the name Imelda, with sustained winds near 35 miles per hour. The system's pressure continues to drop, a clear sign that it's intensifying. Forecasters expect it to strengthen quickly over the next 24 to 48 hours, fueled by exceptionally warm waters, temperatures several degrees above average for this time of year. These conditions act like high-octane fuel for tropical systems. The projected path now takes it north, skirting Florida's east coast, then curving toward Georgia and the Carolinas. But as with all tropical systems, small changes in steering winds could shift its track, so residents along the entire southeast coast are watching closely. The ingredients for rapid intensification, warm water, low wind shear, and abundant moisture, are all present. These factors create a perfect environment for the storm to grow stronger, possibly much faster than usual. As the system spins, it pulls in more warm, moist air from the ocean surface, fueling powerful thunderstorms and causing the central pressure to drop even further. This process increases wind speed and can quickly transform a depression into a dangerous storm. All signs point to a strengthening storm, not a weakening one. The latest satellite and radar images show a system becoming more organized by the hour. The Bahamas are already feeling early impacts, rising surf, gusty winds, and darkening skies. Meanwhile, the U.S. East Coast has a critical window to prepare before the storm draws closer. The question isn't if it will become Imelda, but how strong it will get, and exactly where it will go. Forecasts are being updated constantly as new data comes in. Now is the time for everyone in the potential path to get ready. Review your emergency plans, gather supplies, and stay tuned to trusted weather updates. Preparation now could make all the difference in the days ahead. As Imelda strengthens, meteorologists are closely tracking its every move, warning that this could be one of the most significant storms of the season. The southeastern U.S. must be on high alert, with local authorities urging residents to finalize their emergency plans and stay tuned to official updates. The Bahamas and Florida will feel the first effects. Tropical storm warnings are up, and communities are bracing for the initial onslaught of wind and rain. Florida's east coast is under a watch, with officials monitoring conditions around the clock and emergency services on standby. Even if the storm's center stays offshore, residents should expect strong winds capable of downing trees and power lines, flooding rain that could inundate streets, dangerous seas, and severe beach erosion, threatening coastal infrastructure. The main threat zone is shifting northward toward Georgia and the Carolinas, where the risk of direct impacts is increasing by the hour. Cities like Charleston, Myrtle Beach, and Wilmington are now in the crosshairs, with local governments ramping up preparations and urging residents to take the storm seriously. Torrential rain, potentially up to 18 inches in some spots, could cause catastrophic flooding, overwhelming drainage systems, and making travel dangerous or impossible. If the storm slows or stalls, river flooding could worsen dramatically, with swollen rivers threatening homes and businesses far from the coast. This risk is especially high if heavy rain falls inland, where saturated ground and overflowing creeks could lead to flash floods in rural and suburban areas alike. Storm surge will combine with relentless rainfall, pushing seawater into low-lying neighborhoods and threatening to inundate entire communities. Blocked rivers and storm drains will amplify flooding, making it even harder for water to recede and increasing the risk of long-term damage. Impacts will extend well beyond the immediate coast. Southeastern Virginia and the mid-Atlantic could see coastal flooding, strong rip currents, and hazardous surf conditions. The upcoming full moon will worsen high tides, raising water levels, and making flooding more severe during peak tide cycles. This will increase the risk of flooding and accelerate erosion, potentially cutting off access to beaches and damaging property. The entire region must stay vigilant. No one can afford to let their guard down, as conditions can change rapidly and new threats may emerge. Preparation is key as the threat zone expands. Stay informed, follow evacuation orders if issued, and make sure your family is ready for whatever Imelda brings. One of the biggest questions is, where will Imelda go? The answer? It's still uncertain. The storm's path is shaped by shifting atmospheric forces, high pressure to the east and north, and the powerful Hurricane Humberto far out in the Atlantic. These competing systems tug Imelda in different directions, making its track highly sensitive to small changes. Meteorologists are considering several scenarios. Imelda could stall near the coast, loop offshore, or get nudged out to sea. That's why we use the cone of uncertainty. It shows the range of possible tracks, not a single line. Impacts like rain, wind, and surge will extend far outside that cone. As the storm nears, forecasts will sharpen. But for now, everyone from Florida to the Carolinas must prepare for a possible direct hit. The exact path is unknown, but the threat is real. Stay alert and ready to act. While Imelda is our main concern, Hurricane Humberto, a massive Category 4 storm near Bermuda, is also shaping the forecast. Humberto's size and power are already generating dangerous waves and rip currents along the U.S. East Coast. More importantly, Humberto and Imelda could interact through the Fujiwhara effect, a rare phenomenon where two storms orbit each other and alter their tracks. Named after Dr. Sakuhei Fujiwhara, this effect can cause storms to merge, deflect, or even absorb one another. In this case, Humberto's dominance could tug Imelda closer to the U.S. or steer it out to sea. This interaction adds another layer of unpredictability to Imelda's path. If the Fujiwhara effect slows Imelda, flooding risks for the Carolinas could skyrocket. A small shift could mean the difference between a glancing blow and a direct hit. We're watching this meteorological dance closely. It could have serious consequences for millions. Stay tuned as this dynamic situation evolves. Don't focus only on wind speed. Water is often the deadliest threat in tropical storms. Imelda could bring 4 to 8 inches of rain, with isolated spots seeing up to 18 inches, enough for flash floods and major river flooding. Winds between 39 and 73 miles per hour can topple trees, knock out power, and damage homes, especially weaker structures. Brief tornadoes are possible, adding to the danger. Along the coast, storm surge is a major threat. Walls of water pushed ashore can devastate communities and erode beaches. Rough seas and rip currents will make beaches unsafe long before and after the storm. Flooded roads can isolate neighborhoods and delay emergency response. Power outages may last for days, creating challenges for families and first responders. Imelda is a multifaceted threat: wind, rain, surge, and tornadoes, so preparation must cover all hazards. Take every aspect of this storm seriously. As Imelda approaches, officials are issuing watches and warnings. Know the difference and act quickly. A tropical storm watch means conditions are possible within 48 hours. Start finalizing your preparations now. A warning means conditions are expected within 36 hours. Finish securing your home and be ready to shelter or evacuate. Warnings will likely extend north as Imelda moves closer. State and local officials are declaring emergencies to mobilize resources. This is a proactive step, not a reason to panic. Always follow instructions from local emergency management. They have the latest, most accurate information for your area. If an evacuation order is issued, leave immediately. Your safety and the safety of first responders depend on it. These alerts are for your protection. Heed them. Preparation is your best defense. Start now. Make a family plan. Know your evacuation zone, where you'll go, and how you'll stay in touch. Don't forget pets. Plan for their safety too. Assemble a disaster kit. Food, water, medications, flashlights, batteries, a radio, and important documents in a waterproof container. Bring in outdoor items that could become projectiles. Install storm shutters or board up windows if needed. Clear gutters and charge all devices before the storm. Stay informed with updates from trusted sources, but don't get overwhelmed. Check in a few times a day. Keep some cash on hand in case power outages affect ATMs. Taking these steps now will help you face the storm with confidence. As we wrap up, remember, stay informed and stay safe. The forecast for Imelda will change, so monitor updates from the National Hurricane Center and your local news. Pay close attention to local emergency officials. They'll issue evacuation orders and specific instructions. Don't trust rumors or unverified social media posts. Always double-check with official sources. Your safety and your family's safety come first. By preparing now and following expert guidance, we can face this challenge together. We'll be here with the latest information to help you navigate the storm. Take this threat seriously. Look out for your neighbors and stay safe.